We are out here in my outdoor space. I'm a certified forest and nature school practitioner here in Ontario, Canada, and I'm going to show you today some of our favorite toddler approved forest school spaces. A lot of forest schools are for school agers. They're kind of set up for older children, and not a lot of forest school opportunity for full day childcare, especially for the children under the ages of 3, infants, toddlers, young preschoolers especially. I live in just outside of a maple bush, and so in our backyard here we created a space just for my childcare children to play. Someday I will do a playground tour. We actually call our outdoor play space the play yard. So I will give you a play yard tour one day, but today I'm just going to show you some of our favorite little forest school spaces. We call this space here our nest, and it's really neat because essentially the children created this and I just helped them. 2 winters ago, we read a book that was about owls, and they had their own nest, and the children noticed that and decided when we were outside in the wintertime that they wanted to have a nest as well. And I've got some pictures of the children in the sled pulling these large branches behind, or they're holding the branch and I'm pulling the sled and it's just dragging behind them. And we brought them over to this little area that we picked out, and we created a little nest space. And to this day, every time a big branch falls, or put it in the nest to just build up the nest bigger and bigger. And this little corner is kind of neat because we built it against the fence and the tree, like a little cozy space. This zone here with the forest floor space, and it just has kind of different topography, for lack of a better word, than the rest of the play yard. A good chunk of our play yard space is grass, like a lawn, but this space is very much like a forest floor space. It has tree stumps, it has moss and lichen growing on it, rocks, and we have built these spools that go into the ground, and those are great because for those who are not walking yet, they are good for pulling up on. Welcome to our slide space. This is a space where we want to build the slide into the hill. So come spring, we will build up the earth, and we do have some slings that are made out of branches to go on yet. But this offers an opportunity for risky play and to experiment with inclines. So far, we are loving it already, even though it's not even finished. Is the area where we have our wooden playhouse with cedar shingles. This was gifted to me by a former professor of mine, and we are so grateful to have it because we play in it every single day. And beside it, we have this little log wood table, and it's very magical over here. We often will have tea parties over. It tends to be a place of social interaction and spatial exploration, and I hope to one day actually turn this into an atelier. That's like an art studio space. This space is intentionally an open area with no objects to trip over. It's just an open grassy zone for children to explore how they wish, whether that be running, playing tag, kicking balls, moving however they feel their body needs to move. It's an open area to do that. It also is quite expansive, so if the children play on the far side of the fence, it creates a sense of feeling like they're not being supervised. Even though they are, it feels far away in distance and gives them that feeling of privacy. And now we've moved into the log climbing area. We've got this log tractor that was built for me as a gift, and as well as these logs from our bush that were cut down that we've just placed in certain ways and dug it into the ground, and the children can climb on this however they choose. Always close by just in case they need a hand. A lot of opportunity for taking risks and exploring what their capabilities are. Finally, this is another one of our favorite forest school spaces that's toddler approved. We have our mud kitchen, and this also serves as a snow kitchen in the wintertime. The children like to pull up on here, to walk along here, to balance on these logs, filling and dumping in the sink. And when there's thaws and refreezes, this is a place where water catches and so many opportunities for learning. Since I recorded last, it has thawed quite a bit outside, but I want to show you just a couple things we can add to our outdoor space to just enhance it for the children. Super simple, easy, low key, nothing you have to like pre-plan really, or spend a whole lot of time setting up. Just a few things you can just throw in that space that sparks curiosity for the children. Here's our nest space, but with some of the snow melting away. So in my stroller that I take out every day with my little guy, because he's a baby, I have a little basket underneath. So in this basket, I just keep a little blanket that's okay to get dirty and wet, and you know, it's durable. So what I'm gonna do is just take this blanket and lay it out for the children. Something else that I keep outside all the time is just this box labeled books. And we've got some old books from the thrift store in here, so if they do get dirty, it's not a big deal. And what I'm gonna do for the winter now is I'm just gonna leave this box here so children can either ask for help to open it up, or maybe they can open it themselves. And these are gonna be larger word books too, so that they're easier to hold in your hand. So that was very thoughtful. Oops. So that was the intention behind that. Okay. So that just enhanced our little nest space quite a bit. Someone can snuggle up and read a book here. Here's our forest floor area. So I'm just gonna add something to our space, just a basket of seashells and rocks. See what children choose to do with them. Seashells and rocks are great because they're meant to be outside. You know, they might break or chip, but that's okay. It's part of nature and it's not gonna live. Something super simple you can do near your slide, add a basket of balls. To enhance our log and climbing area, we can add items such as milk crates. Completely toddler approved. Helps the children step up if they need a little help stepping up. Or maybe, so we can add it over there, or maybe it could be a wagon for our tractor. Okay, so here's our mud kitchen / snow kitchen area. So toddler approved for school materials. I'm gonna add some sensory bottles. My little buddy's holding them here for me. Thank you, buddy. These are great because when we're playing outside in the wintertime and we have mittens on, it can be really hard to hold small materials. But sensory bottles are great because they are easy for toddlers to hold with 2 hands, and they can be used in so many different ways. They can be pretend play for pouring and dumping, pretending to make some food, or they could be just a science experiment where you watch how the water inside freezes and thaws, and if some of them have oil, the different ways that the fluids mix or don't mix together, especially in the different degrees of temperatures. Maybe the colors change. So these are a staple in our outdoor space, and by simply moving them from one space to another, it can provoke the children's thinking in different ways. Sometimes winter can be hard to know how to play with children outside. Those examples can inspire you to bring your little ones outside, even the smallest of the little ones, and encourage them to explore deeper in nature and get into the cold. And remember, the more we move, the warmer we are and the longer we can explore. Encourage those children to keep their feet moving and singing and dancing. Thanks for joining me out here on a cold winter's day, and we'll see you next week on the Early Childhood Educator.